All right, guys, what's up? Here's another podcast episode, the Jakey Tape Podcast. It's me again, Jake Taylor. Today, we're going to talk about the perfect diet. So, talking about just what is the perfect diet. And if you ask me, any diet can essentially be labeled as the perfect diet. So, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk to you about what I'm talking about here and what I mean by that. So, in the fitness world, in when you're trying to lose weight, trying to burn fat, you're kind of lost. A lot of people are really lost on which diet they should follow. There's tons of them out there. You have the keto diet, the caveman diet, the carnivore diet. You have intermittent fasting. If it fits your macros, carb cycling, all these different types of diets. And I can see how someone can be who's kind of new to all this, who's just getting started to lose weight, who can look at all this and be overwhelmed and just like, wow, what diet should I pick? What diet actually works? So I would say all these diets, no matter which one you choose, they all have one thing in common, and that is if you do them correctly, they will work and they will, uh, have you reach your end goal, which is essentially to burn fat and look a lot better when you go to the beach and stuff. So, um, with that being said, why do all these diets work? Well, for one reason, no matter which diet you look at, they all have one thing in common. They're all different in their own aspect. They all, you have keto diet, which is high fat, almost no carbs. You have the caveman diet, which is just eating no processed foods. Which, if you ask me, I feel like every food is processed. But we'll talk about that in another video. You have intermittent fasting where you're going for short period or longer periods of time without eating, and then you're having really short periods of time where you're only eating your end goal of calories for the day. But besides the fact, all these diets have one thing in common, and that is they all put you in a caloric deficit. And in order to lose fat, that is the one and only real thing that you need to burn body fat, is going into a caloric deficit. That alone within itself is going to cause your fat cells to shrink, because now you are not taking in more calories than you need. You're burning more calories than you're actually taking in. So you're going to be losing fat. Your body goes back to fat cells that stores fat when it doesn't need it. And when it comes in time, when it needs it, that's when it goes back to those fat cells and uses that fat as energy, which would cause your fat cells to shrink. So all these diets have one thing in common, and that is caloric deficit. Okay, so that is really the only thing that you need when you're trying to lose fat. So really, now what it comes down to is the perfect diet for you is going to be the perfect diet if it fits your lifestyle. All right, so quit looking at these diets and trying to make your diet or trying to make your lifestyle fit the diet. All right, that's never going to work. This is what leads to a crash diet. So what a crash diet is a diet that you jump onto and you maybe follow it for about 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks, and you're like, wow, I'm seeing results, this is perfect, and you're getting the results you want. But then life hits, or your cravings take over, and you boom start eating like crap again. You go off your diet, you go off the plan, and then you start gaining weight again. And there's actually plenty of studies done on this, but there's a lot of the times for the majority of people that go on diets, they actually will lose weight, but then once they get off the diet, a lot of the times they will gain more weight than they initially had in the first place. So they were better off before they even dieted in the first place. All right. So this goes back to picking that diet that works for you to make sure that you can follow it for the rest of your life. All right. Anytime you're talking about anything in the fitness world, or anything with trying to lose weight, or just trying to better yourself, whether it be workout programming or diet, you want to pick something that you can follow for the rest of your life, that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life without a hassle. All right. So this is why, for me, for example, I do If It Fits Your Macros, because I feel like my life is so back and forth with school, with work, with everything that's going on in my life, that I'd rather have a diet that I can follow where I'm really only tracking my macros, and I can eat kind of pretty much anywhere and everywhere because I hate meal prepping. Um, I have nothing against meal prepping. If you do that, that's fine. But I hate eating cold chicken and rice all the time. I'd rather go out and be able to eat at Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out Burger and still be sticking with my diet. You know, I have no guilt. There's no guilt trip at all if I go to In-N-Out Burger or Chick-fil-A because I know I'm still on my diet plan. Because at the end of the day, I'm still tracking my macros, and if I go to these places, I can fit them into my diet to where I'm not going over my macros at all. So I'm not going over my caloric intake for the day. And at the end of the day, I was able to fit those things into my diet and still be on my diet. So that's why I do if it fits your macros. Now, there's plenty of other diets. I'm not hating on the keto diet or any other diet that's out there. I'm just saying that's what works for me. That is what I see myself doing for the rest of my life. All right. So you want to go for longevity, people. You don't want to go for these short little bursts. All right. Actually, as far as America goes, at least, we're great with losing weight. All right. People do it all year, every year. Thousands of people are able to lose weight. The problem is with diets and everything. The reason why people struggle with it is because it's not losing weight initially. It's keeping that weight off. All right. So what does that mean? People go on these little short burst diets, these little crash diets, and they lose weight for that short period of time, and then all of a sudden something happens, a little bump in the road, and then boom, they start gaining weight like crazy again, and then they're back to where they initially started, or a lot of the times even worse, they gain more weight than they initially had in the first place. All right. That is not what you want. All right. You want to find something that fits your lifestyle that you can follow for the rest of your life. So if you're fine with eating a high fat, really low carb diet for the rest of your life, go ahead, maybe pick the keto diet. All right. If you're fine with not eating for, 16 hours of the day and then eating for the last couple hours of the day, all right, maybe pick intermittent fasting, all right, or like the carnivore diet where it's mostly just all meat. If you can see yourself just eating red meat, pretty much that's it, red meat and eggs for the rest of your life, pick that diet, all right. But again, this goes back to just find a diet that is going to work with your lifestyle. Don't find a diet that your lifestyle has to work with it, all right. That is the main goal, people. Um, End goal is think of something that is going to, or think of a diet plan that you're able to follow throughout your whole life, not something that you're going to go on for short periods of time, loses little bit of weight, then go off the diet again, then be stuck in the same place where you're like, man, I got to go start dieting again. All right, so then you go back onto another little diet. Don't think of diets as increments of time. Think of it as a lifetime. All right, think of it as something that you're gonna start and you're never gonna finish. All right, you'll finish when you die. All right, let's put it that way. All right, so that's when you have the perfect diet for you. All right, that's pretty much all I got to say on that. So that's what the perfect diet is. With me, for example. When I'm trying to find diets that work with clients, basically I sit there and I just talk to them. What's your everyday life like? What do you do throughout the day? Are you able to meal prep? Is meal prepping too much? Is that too overwhelming for you? All right, that's fine. I don't even meal prep. All right. Are you good with eating these types of foods, or maybe you're against eating meat? Maybe you want to go the vegan route. Anything. You got to ask a lot of questions. You can't just put someone on any certain diet. All right. The thing is, with putting people on diet, what I find is most beneficial is find out their lifestyle first, find out their likes, find out their dislikes, then find a diet that works for them. Don't put them into a diet. All right. That's all I got to say. Like again, just keeping these videos short and sweet, trying to get as much information out there in a short period of time. And that's really all I gotta say. So until next time, have a good day.